Might there be a chance to finally discover the treasure once and for all? Sure, there are all of these clues that strongly suggest this area holds significant interest. Rick Lagina has finally found a breakthrough on the mysteries of the infamous Oak Island. They just found something so bizarre that it proves gold is here on this island. Did they find a hidden chest that has a map to the actual treasure? Well, in this video, we are going to find that out. Craig Tester and Steve Guptill, along with Alex Lagina and the rest of the crew, are gathered to begin the latest large-scale excavation with the hope that they will uncover the second shaft over 100 feet deep and built in the early days of the 18th century, believed to be only a few feet southeast of the original money pit. To do this, they will be digging up the first-ever searcher shaft on Oak Island. Their current goal is to obtain some pieces of the shaft and conduct dendrochronology on it, which will be able to tell them the year this wood was formed on a tree. According to Craig, if anything will be able to tie them back to the original money pit, it would be shaft 2. The tree rings they spot on the wood will tell them when it was cut down. If they can uncover and confirm the date to around 1805, they will not only be able to locate the original money pit but also find the source of the precious metals they have detected in the area. As they excavate, they pull out a big piece of wood they believe could have belonged to one of the long walls, but the question remains, does this belong to shaft 2? According to Rick Lagina, the second shaft is like the Holy Grail in terms of significance. They are closer than ever to finding the money pit. The wood they pull out is rounded and thick, which Craig believes is the outside of the tree and could be excellent for their testing. They take multiple samples of this wood. When Marty Lagina arrives on site, they decide to use a mirror to take a closer look at what's down there by reflecting light into the dark corners. Marty describes how incredible it is what people in the past were able to accomplish with their limited technology, but also how they need to think strategically to find the money pit. Gary uses his metal detector and finds a signal in one of the scoops of dirt, pulling out a rose head spike, which remains in great condition, possibly from the 1700s. Between the 1780s and mid-1800s, rose head spikes were created for construction, and this could be another important clue. They note a lot of boards in the dark pit and decide to try and take some of those beams off the walls. Rick observes the mix of older wood and how the second shaft was built in the early 1800s, likely a great match to that old wood. If they find a match between that wood and this time frame, they will have uncovered the first searcher shaft on Oak Island, an amazing accomplishment. The operator of the excavator is flying blind but is being instructed by Scott as they carefully maneuver the excavator's bucket down the shaft, scraping along the walls for wood samples. However, they face a setback when their first sample falls out of the bucket and splashes into the water below. This presents a great challenge, but Billy, the operator, triumphs as he pulls out a massive beam of wood. Gary then checks if there is any metal in the wood by passing a detector over it. When there is no signal of metal, he determines this is a good sign, as it suggests a very antiquated style of construction. The first ever searcher shaft on Oak Island, true. Well, at least that's what they think they know of. Yeah, that's right. Now, they ask themselves, could someone have reconstructed the top part of shaft 2 after it was originally built in 1805? They may have found the evidence needed to locate the original money pit. This area is a landmark for them, and this operation has been an incredible success. Back at the Oak Island Research Center, Marty has met with a few people who will be involved in the well drilling to ensure they are all on the same page moving forward. Marty Lagina explains that he has been focused on the metals detected in the water. A few weeks back, some scientists had broken down the results of the testing they conducted on the island and zeroed in on a yellow district that had persistently high levels of copper, lead, zinc, and tin. Their testing has them looking at a 2,500-ton region known as the Pie. Dr. Michelle believes that what they are looking for is in the Golden Egg section of this area. Determined that this is the key location, Marty decides that all the wells will be drilled here to better evaluate the area. The next morning, the crew gathers to begin their testing and digging. While drilling in the Golden Egg, they come across evidence that suggests a possible structure in the area at a depth of almost 100 feet. Mike from Choice Solid Drilling explains that the sample he pulled out is soft at the top, and there is no wood in the sample. However, this is actually a good sign, as it suggests they are getting close to something. Marty believes that if there is something there, they will find it in that hole. Peter suggests taking some water tests for metal testing, and they decide to ask Dr. Spooner to take a sample later that afternoon. Marty returns after being told that they have made progress in the EN-13 borehole, which was drilled in the Golden Egg just the other day. The crew had previously believed they had almost hit a man-made structure as they drilled nearly 100 feet underground. A new sample, extracted from beneath a yellow cone, was measured against the EN-13 sample. What they found was astonishing loud booms coming from the well that lasted for half a minute. This suggests they may be drilling near something and that air is getting into it, implying that something open exists down there or is collapsing. Dr. Spooner believes there must be a void, and all of these clues point to something significant happening in this area. Dr. Spooner holds up a sample of the water, which looks yellow in the sunlight. This darker water indicates they are close to a source of wood. This development piques Rick Lagina's interest, especially if it means that an underground collapse is pointing to an open chamber. They believe that water has moved from a tunnel or shaft, and all of this information is vital to determining where the traces of metal are coming from. They hope that their next drilling spot will reveal even more information. The next day, they make another exciting discovery, another Roman coin. The team has connected this coin to the descendants of Vikings, which could be an important clue. The historian on Oak Island explains that the Norse had reached Iceland and Greenland before 1021 AD, and after that, they were just a short journey away from Newfoundland, which is 600 miles northeast of Oak Island. Because of this, the team is now headed to that Viking settlement, which was established over 1,000 years ago and has been officially recognized by the Canadian government as a National Historic Site. Today, it remains the only recognized Viking settlement in North America. According to Rick, the descendants of these Vikings are an important detail in understanding how an old world treasure could have made its way to Oak Island. The Viking Age plays a crucial role in the mystery, and fortunately, he has a replica on hand to examine. He believes that this history is vital for understanding how the person or people who crossed the North Atlantic were able to do this work on Oak Island. Before their trip, they discussed bringing some of their findings, such as the old arrowhead, along with them, as they believe these artifacts may have some connection to the Vikings and their descendants. The historian then mentions that the Viking settlement was only discovered in the 1960s, which makes Marty laugh, as it suggests that many more settlements could still be undiscovered. The historian agrees and even believes that the idea of Vikings and Templars traveling beyond Newfoundland and reaching Oak Island is very possible. They even have relics that point to this conclusion. Marty believes that if any significant activity took place on Oak Island as far back as the 1200s, then it almost certainly has to be linked to the Vikings and their descendants. Based on their current knowledge, it seems highly likely that these early explorers were involved, as very few people in that time period even knew about the island. It is possible that they could have brought the Knights Templar or other groups to Oak Island with the intention of depositing something important. This possibility leads the Lagina brothers to consider launching an expedition. After finding another coin on Lot 5, Alex becomes very excited about the crew traveling to Lance-aux Meadows, the Viking settlement in Newfoundland, to explore and gather new insights. While Alex remains on the island, he acknowledges the importance of fresh perspectives in their ongoing quest to uncover the secrets and treasures of Oak Island. Thank you so much for watching and liking this video. Don't forget to share it with your friends and family. Let us know in the comments what you think about Oak Island's many mysteries and treasures. Do you think they are getting closer to uncovering the truth of the island? If you love this content and never want to miss an update, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. A significant ship find has the potential to alter everything. The Curse of Oak Island's 8th season centers on the discovery of a major ship-related artifact that could completely change the course of the investigation. The team discovers a polished piece of wood that resembles a handrail, leading them to speculate that it was once part of a ship's railing and was connected to the surrounding stone road. This discovery adds to the growing body of evidence suggesting that the wetland may have once served as an open seaport. However, a large object is blocking their progress and preventing them from exploring further. Despite this obstacle, the team remains determined to investigate the marsh and uncover what lies beneath its surface. The discovery of this significant ship artifact has completely shifted their perspective. Among the objects they uncover is a polished wooden piece that appears to be part of a ship's railing, seemingly connected to the surrounding stone pathway. This finding serves as further proof that the marsh may have once been a functioning harbor. As they continue their exploration, they encounter a large object that restricts their ability to dig deeper and gather more information. However, the team refuses to give up, convinced that the swamp holds vital knowledge that could unlock the secrets of Oak Island. During the 8th season of The Curse of Oak Island, this significant shipwreck discovery is made public, and the team finds a relic so important that it has the potential to change the direction of their entire search.